Hey, it's your friend Choice CJ here, and I am bringing you guys my team builder for week 4 of the UBC. We're going up against the Ontario Omastars, coached by Mr. Vampire. Well, I don't know if he really goes by Mr. Vampire. I guess he just goes by Vampire, but I liked to call him Mr. Vampire. Sorry if you hear some noises in the background. My cat is rolling around her ball of food, which might not make sense if you don't have a cat. But anyway, Vampire has a pretty scary team of Golisopod, Marowak, Serena, Meloetta, Florges, Hydreigon, Aggron, Cryogonal, Thundurus T, Aerodactyl, and Swampert. So his team is pretty dang bulky. And he has some sleeper mons that are offensive threats. Like, it's easy to sleep on Thundurus T, but it's really scary. I don't have great answers for it. And Hydreigon's also a huge threat because it's got a great move pool. And then, yeah, just like the bulk between like Golisopod and Florges and Serena and Meloetta and Swampert and things like that, and Aggron, of course, are all just very hard to deal with. So, well, we're going to see how this goes. I think I've got about the best team I can come up with. And we'll just hop right on into it. So we're going to be starting off with a pretty awesome Nidoking set. It's Life Orb with Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Poison Jab, and Sucker Punch. It's Adamant Nature with almost full special attack investment. This little bit of Spadef investment allows us to live a Hidden Power Ice from a Timid Thundurus. If it's Life Orb, I'm pretty sure it's Timid. I think he kind of has to run Timid just because of the potential for a max speed Mew. Yeah, the reason I wanted Mixed on this is because P-Jab just hits Meloetta and Florges really hard, while Earth Power and T-Bolt do a lot of damage to like Aggron and Golisopod and stuff like that. And I also really wanted the max attack Sucker Punch to try and get damage off on things like Thundurus and Aerodactyl, which are big threats. I don't have like great ways to deal with them defensively. I have like some ways, but again, they're just really not great. So yeah, just enough speed on this thing to like outspeed a 0-speed Meloetta, and also a Jolly Mega Aggron, which I know sounds stupid, but I fought against a Rock Polish Aggron in testing, so I want to try and be able to take care of max speed if that situation arises. But yeah, like, because he doesn't have any like super offensive Pokemon in this speed tier, I felt okay going with a low speed Nidoking. And like a bulky set would have been nice for Thundurus, but I liked the offensive set more. Next up we have Choice Scarf Reptar making his debut. Reptar has been really good like matchup wise in the last couple of weeks, but I just haven't brought it because I like the other stuff better. I don't even know if it necessarily has a better matchup this time around versus the other times, but oh, sorry, let me fix my microphone there. I just noticed that. This time I really wanted it to potentially revenge Thundurus and Aerodactyl. Both of them get obviously OHKO'd by Head Smash. I wonder even if like a Shardy Berry is gonna kill it. I kind of wanna look versus like a Thundurus T if he's Shardy Berry. Oh, that's Tyranitar. Let's look at Tyrantrum. Yeah, so a Head Smash still kills uninvested Thundurus if it's holding Shardy Berry, so that's great. If you guys don't believe me, here's my calc. So that's hilarious. Actually, I'm not even. Yeah, you guys should be able to see my whole thing here. Yeah, but anyway, I digress. Revenge kill stuff. He only has to resist to Head Smash, being Swampert and Mega Aggron. I am expecting both those Pokemon to come. Earthquake hits the Aggron for a little bit of damage. Outrage is nice if his Florges and his Aggron are down, and I don't want to potentially risk the Head Smash miss. And then I put Rocks on this thing because I didn't really need another move, and I also didn't have any space on the team for Stealth Rock otherwise. Stealth Rock is pretty amazing versus him. because he has like a lot of Pokemon weak to it: Golisopod, Marowak, Aerodactyl, Thundurus, something else I can't remember. So yeah, it's just really nice versus him. Next up, we have Assault Vest, Legolas, our Decidueye with Spirit Shackle, Leaf Blade, Sucker Punch, U-Turn. It's like the same set I brought in week 1, I think, but with a slightly different spread. This spread will live a +2 Timid Life Orb, Dark Pulse from Thundurus. And if he is Life Orb, then the combination of Spirit Shackle and Sucker Punch is likely to take him out, assuming he has no investment. So yeah, the Decidueye is here, number 1 for Thundurus. It's also the only Pokemon that I have that can hit Swampert super effectively, and so that's gonna be kind of hard to handle. But we'll make do. I'm a little worried about this thing getting burned on a potential Scald switch in. So I'll just have to be mindful of that. I do have another nice switch in to Swampert, being Poliwrath with Waterfall, Circle Throw, Seismic Toss, and Toxic. Poliwrath is again pretty decent in this matchup just based on its typing. It hard walls most Golisopods. It can switch in kind of okay on Marowak. What else? Yeah, it's a great switch in for Aggron and for Swampert. Just because they can't threaten me with really any super effective moves. Like, they can both hit me with EQ and do like, you know, relative amount of damage. But if I'm really worried about that, I can go for Circle Throw, phase him out. I can land a Toxic on the Swampert, which is really great. Seismic Toss is on here because even though this Mon walls Golisopod, I can't really hit it back for a lot of damage. Sorry for the interruption, guys. I was just getting a message from Vampire because he's ready to battle. What I was saying is Golisopod does not take a lot of damage from any moves that Poliwrath wants to go for. Even if I pack Rock Slide, I don't do a whole lot to it. So Seismic Toad, or Seismic Toad, no, it's a different Pokemon. Seismic Toss still does, it does like 29% to a max HP, so can at least do a decent amount of damage. It can activate Emergency Exit if I've got rocks up. We do outspeed, which is nice, and it can break a sub. So those are my biggest worries. Anyway, next up we have Mystique. Just packing 4 attacks: Volt Switch, Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Dazzling Gleam. We have the Culper Berry on this because I don't have a lot of great switch-ins for Hydreigon, and so I decided to pack Culper Berry just to lure it in, and we can hit it up with a Dazzling Gleam and Oko it most of the time. 4 attacks, just because it gives me, you know, I want to Volt Switch for the momentum, so I can potentially get opportunities to go into Bane or into Tyrantrum. Flamethrower for the Aggron, Dark Pulse for like Meloetta, and for Marowak. I'm thinking really hard about dropping Flamethrower for Psych Up, because one Pokemon I'm really scared of is Calm Mind Meloetta, and I don't have great answers for it. And Flamethrower doesn't hit anything else on his team super duper hard. Like, it can hit this for super effective damage and the Cryogonal. But, so do I want to do that? Yeah, I get 6-0'd by Meloetta otherwise. So I feel like that's what I've got to do. Is go Psych Up. So maybe it'll be a regret, but we'll see. But yeah, otherwise it just does decent versus his team, and I was gonna bring like a more defensive Mew with Rocks and Will-O-Wisp and things like that, but that was when I had a Greninja on the team. I dropped Greninja for Poliwrath, and so I decided I wanted a little bit more offense, and Mew's just, you know, pretty nifty. Like, I wanted to, you know, I like to bring like cool setup sets on Mew if I can, but I think there's nothing wrong with a 4-attack set. And then last but not least, we do have our Mega Audino with Wish, Thunderwave, Knockoff, Dazzling Gleam. This is, I guess, my proper switch-in for Hydreigon, which is pretty scary. I had originally Heal Bell over Knockoff, but then I'm flat-out walled by Marowak, and I don't have great switch-ins for Marowak. So if I can knock off its Thick Club, its potential Thick Club, I can at least, you know, weaken that thing, which is pretty nice. If he was bringing max speed Marowak, then I'm a little scared of that. But again, knocking off the thick club makes it so that something like Poliwrath can switch in potentially. or Nidoking. I think we outspeed a max speed Marowak with our Nidoking, so that's fine. Yeah, then Dazzling Gleam for the Hydreigon Thunder Wave because you know, it's a troll move and might come in handy versus a faster Pokemon such as Aerodactyl. We can probably take Aerodactyl's hit relatively well. I was originally more Spadef on this, but I put the little bit of defense investment with a Bold Nature because Marowak's scary. So yeah, that is the team. Again, biggest threat I think is Meloetta. Aggron is pretty scary, but I do have the Poliwrath. I can sort of take that on, do some damage. What is this thing's HP stat? It's pretty reasonable. So Seismic Toss is only going to 4-hit KO it, which isn't fantastic. I guess I could put Scald instead of Waterfall onto this, but like, is the damage output worth it? Yeah, let's go with Scald. That seems okay. Hope you guys don't mind if I do some live T building here. And we'll go with a minus attacking nature. So that we can get a little bit better special attack. So, okay. Yeah, we are about to battle. I'm going to send him a challenge in just a moment. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check back the channel for other gaming and Pokemon content. And until the next time, I'll see you all later.